Welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church in Columbia, South Carolina, where we're part of the ELCA. I'm Pastor Gary Lodehold. Merry Christmas. You know, lots of times we make association with words and we think we know what they mean and might actually be surprised by what they mean if we look them up. For example, as I grew up, I connected the word prodigal with the story of the prodigal son and thought it referred to someone who left and came back seeking forgiveness. But if you look it up, you discover, as I did, that the word prodigal means wastefully extravagant and describes how the young man wasted his inheritance and the opportunity to receive his father's love. So in light of that, a few years ago, I wondered about the word carol. We sing Christmas carols. Why do we call them carols and not hymns? So I looked up the word carol, and this is what I found. A carol is a song of joy and mirth, and a popular song or ballad of religious joy. Well, indeed, that fits our Christmas songs. Then that begged a different question. Why don't we sing Easter carols? Certainly at Easter we are filled with joy and mirth, and especially religious joy. So in many churches, the Sunday after Christmas is a series of lessons and carols. Well, that year, the Sunday after Easter, we did lessons and Easter carols. We sang out our joy at Christ's resurrection. So, back to Christmas carols. Today is Christmas, and our hearts are full of joy at Christ's birth. Today we get the gift we need most, and it's time to sing the inexpressible joy we feel. So what better song for us to look at today than Joy to the World? One of the things I really like about Joy to the World, and in particular to think about on this day, is that there's nothing in it that explicitly ties it to Christmas time. The hymn celebrates God's activity among us, and that's something we can feel joy over any time. I sometimes think that if we sang it in July, we might get a sense that we welcome God, our King, all year round. So here are the words of the hymn, but this time think of it not just about Christmas, but also about the responsive joy we feel whenever God comes among us. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the earth, the Savior reigns. Let all their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. No more let sin and sorrow grow, nor thorns infest the ground. He comes to make his blessings flow, far as the curse is found, far as the curse is found, far as the curse is found. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love. It's a wonderful hymn that speaks of God as our King, our response of praise, and the joy that fills our hearts. It talks about God reigning and how sin and sorrow will be turned into blessing. It points to God's truth and grace and the wonders of God's love. Now, yes, all this can be applied to Jesus at Christmas, but it can also speak about God at any time. There's one more thing. There's something a little unusual in the very first line of the song that isn't just unusual, it's important. We might think the song says, "Joy to the world, the Lord has come," but that's not what it says. The words are, "Joy to the world, the Lord is come." And that subtle change from has to is makes all the difference. To say the Lord has come limits God's activity to a past historical event. And that applies whether you're thinking about the birth of Jesus or any of God's activities. But to say the Lord is come means that God is an active, ongoing presence, The birth of Jesus happened in the past, but it's an ongoing, active reality here and now. And it's the same with all God does for and among us. The birth of Christ means salvation for us all, and that means always. No more let sin and sorrow grow. Christ has come and reigns forever. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.